So good evening, guys. Welcome to another class. This is HTML 105, I suppose. So this is a quiz that I gave you guys, and I have only two people responded to it. I want to make sure that you guys are understanding what it is that I'm explaining. So we're gonna go through the questions, and these quiz are gonna be coming up once in a while, so that I check out your understanding of what it is that we are doing. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, so this is correct. So the next one says, which tag is used to define the main content of an HTML document, that is the body. So this one says, which element is used for adding a line break in HTML, that's a BR. So I use this a lot. Then we say, what does the head tag contains in the HTML document? So this one says main content, head, and metadata, footer, So I think it's B, correct? Question 5. How do you add a comment in HTML? I think it's this A. You guys are doing well. What does the P tag represent in HTML? It represents paragraph. Okay. How do you create a heading level 3 inside a section? Okay. This is a little bit different. Okay, heading 3. Okay. So let me read this again. How do you create a header 3 inside the tag? So A is the correct answer. Correct. So that's the quiz. Of course, the quiz is cheap. As we go ahead, we'll introduce more, as you go deep in the questions, obviously you will see more stuff. Who has the highest? Everybody, you guys scored the. Okay, let me make it visible to you guys so that you will see the results on the screen. So if I show the result on the screen, so it's not about who got highest. Everybody got the same thing. It's only two people that responded, so all of you guys got the same thing. So over time, once we get more people involved, you're gonna see some drastic changes. Or when we get to questions that are a little bit tricky, you will see various different answer. So this is like straightforward, and like I said, it's kind of cheap. So let's move on, guys, to the next thing that we have. So let me go to the code. So I have this part. Hope you guys have gone through HTML 104. I need a chorus answer, please. Have you gone through HTML 104?
Yes.
Okay. So I would like to ask for, so this is the video, and you see that this 104 is kind of similar to what I did for you guys, in 103. And this is supposed to be for part 2, because this class covers text formatting. This is the completion of the text formatting. Let me make something, bolding so that you guys will see what it's supposed to cover. This is supposed to be the part 2 of text formatting. Here we're talking about nested tags, how you can next tag properly. And that was featured in the video. And we'll also talk about HTML table, the importance of HTML table. And we use table to design a calendar. And finally, we introduce image elements. So I would like to know if there's any question on this. Which part would you want me to talk more to based on the fact that you've watched this video? What are the parts you think that you need more clarification, if there is any section? Because this is an opportunity for me to review the video. That's the reason for this class. Like I explained to you guys, we already have the class set up. So this time is for questions and answer. And when you have trouble, when you are doing something, this is the issue you faced. It was not working well the way it's supposed to work, and what have you. So if everything is working perfectly well, we can move on to the next class. So I will give you guys 1 minute to think about it. I'm going to give you guys an assignment on this part. And that assignment will be to create a, I'm sure you guys know what draft is. This draft that has checkboxes. I need a feedback. Do you know what draft is? Okay, you say yes, we do. Okay. So I want to create something like that. The previous class I told them to do a chessboard. So chessboard is still the same thing like a draft, only that in a chessboard you have different piece of item, but in a draft you only have one item. So what I will do is I will guide you towards it, but I will not finish it. I will guide you towards doing the draft, but I will not finish it. The assignment is for you to finish it up. So let's go ahead and let me present what it is I have here. So I will clear all this. I'll clear everything so that we'll start from the beginning again. So I have all this cleared, and I will say assignments. Create I don't know what I'll call it. Is it a draft? I'll just say, let me say a chessboard. Let me call it chessboard. That draft. I don't think that's in English. Oh. So let's go ahead. I want to set the background. This white is really sharp, too sharp. So let's go ahead and start doing style. So the style is I want to do the background color to be black. Okay, so this is better. Now, what I said I wanted to do is that I want to do a draft using a table to design that draft. In the video, we talked about table, guys. So you guys should know how to use table now. I want to use table to design a draft. So I have the table. In a draft or in a chessboard, you have equal boxes. And in my head now, I don't know the numbers of boxes that we have, but let's just assume maybe 10. So 10 rows by 10 columns. That's what I want to create. So you have your table, and you have your table this way, but your table structure like this does not do anything. You then need to provide table row. Table row means that table row is from left to right. Table row is from left to right, while table data is from top to bottom. So the first table row is TR like this. It's not still showing anything yet because you've not started loading the data. So table data is, from your left to right. And just for us to make something show, I can just say X. Of course, the text is still black, so we can't see anything in the result. So what I would then need to do is to, style my color of my text to be like white so that we can at least see something. So we have something showing there. So we have that one showing. So I can have as many table data as I want, but remember what we are trying to achieve. What we are trying to achieve is a kind of a check, kind of a future. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep adding more table data. So this is us adding more table data. So we've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's make it 10. So we want to make it 10. That is already 10 like that. But remember what we are trying to do. We're trying to create check boxes, or boxes, check kind of boxes. So what I can do here is to replicate this table row. But before I replicate the table row, I can start creating properties of this particular TD. So for starters, I want to maintain a specific width of the table, so that we'll have like some dimension. So I can put that under the table section. So the table has some properties, right? Some attributes that you can actually set. And one of the attributes is width. You can set the width of the table to a specific value. So let's do 200 pixels. We are going to talk about measurement when we get to CSS. So, but for now, just know that this is a form of measurement. Pixels is the smallest point in a screen. So just take this like this as it is. We're going to talk about measurement when we get to CSS. So you can specify this to denote the number of width that should take. You can increase it just for fun to see how, it's spaced out. So this is what you have, and that is how our, width is going to look like. The next thing we can do is to style individual table data to have kind of background so that we can, have the checkboxes. So you know that you're going to be having alternative color on each of the checkboxes. And reason why we're doing it like this is because we've not got into CSS. And I want to use this to show you how you can use style very well. That's the purpose of this. Okay. Remember that you can change the background of any element. So every element has their background. So I can decide to say this one has this color. So you can see the color there. And I can decide what the alternative section will be. So the next alternate section is this one. I can decide and say, I can duplicate this, but this time around, I will change what the color will be to another color so that it will give us that, illusion of, different color. So I'm trying to think of color that will make sense now. I'm trying to think of color that will make sense. Because we already have this black construct already staring at us. So I need color that will just fit in. Okay, let me bring this one in. So we have these two colors. So guys, if you look at this properly, these are alternating color. So I can actually delete these ones. Instead of me manually copying and paste this inside here, I could delete this one and do my copy and paste. I can copy both of these guys and duplicate the content like this. So I think I have one more. Yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you can see the result. I have like a checkbox kind of a thing. If you remove the text, there's going to be a problem. If you remove the text inside, do you see the resulting issue that we're having? The resulting issue is that now there's no content and the table data is forced to collapse. That's the issue. There you have. Do you see the funny result that you have is being collapsed? So it means you can either specify a fixed height and width. There is a property that allows you to specify the width of a table data or even the height. But yeah, you can go ahead and do that. But let me just go ahead and just use dots instead of us adding more style to the whole thing. I don't want to style it heavily too much. It's just to pass across the concept. That's the purpose of this. Okay, now that we've been able to do row, how do you then do the next row? Remember guys, this is row. Row starts from left to right. So we are succeeded in doing the first row. To do the next one, you will need to duplicate this one you have here. So once you just copy and you paste, it will duplicate the exact same thing. But you don't want it to have the same pattern. You want to at least change this pattern, alternate the pattern. And the way to do that is just remove the first one and put it in the last one. And it will just have this alternative pattern like this, so that's what we will do. And once you have this, you can actually come and copy the whole of the table row. We now have two table row, these two table rows. So if you copy it and paste it, alongside, it will form continuous pattern. So I've copied it now. I paste it. Do you see what is forming? It's forming a continuous pattern, and we can count it. And when we are satisfied with what we want, we just stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can stop if you want to stop. You can continue if you want to continue. You can, the way draft works, I think it normally has, there's one special color, that starts from the one angle and end at the other angle. Okay, so we need to remove 2. I've seen that color. So we need to remove 2 of these, 2 table rows. So this is the 2 table rows removed. But you are saying that it's not perfectly, the width is more than the height. So let's try and, maneuver that a little bit. You can maneuver that with the width of the table. Maybe let's make it 380 or something. Let's reduce it a little bit. Let's say 320. Yeah, it's looking more like a square now. I don't want to manually specify the height and width, you know. So let's go ahead and do the next thing I want to do. And that is to give this guy a specific color. I want to give this one a specific color. You won't see it now until I start giving it that color. In drafts, if you guys are very observant, you will notice in the diagonal part, there's always one special color or something. So let's give it white. So if I'm starting from 9, 9 is the first item here. So if I change this to white, you have this white on top. So you need to go and change it in the next one like that to get to this point. So if you go to the next table role, which is here, you then need to change the second one to white as well. So I'm going to do that like that. So this is what I'm going to do, guys, to all of them till I get that pattern that I want. So I'm adding it to the fourth one and I'm going this to the fifth. Now this needs to go to the fifth. And then the next one needs to go to the sixth. The next one needs to go to the seventh. Okay, I've missed one. Okay, then the next one needs to go to the eighth. Then the next one needs to go to the ninth. And the last one goes to the 10th. Okay, so we are done with that. So that gives that illusion of maybe you can move one draft or one piece, along the edge. So what the assignment I want to give you guys, you guys are going to go and duplicate this whole exactly. I'm not going to copy the code and send to you guys. So you're going to do something like this. And what I want you to be able to do next is to be able to place a piece of that kind of counter, that thing that we used to call counter, to put it inside all these boxes, like as if you are ready to play, as if the user is ready to play the game. Let me create a kind of padding. Let me create a kind of padding to make it kind of presentable. Yeah, something like this. So you need to create a piece here. I won't do it for you, but you know what I mean. If you look at the calendar video, notice that I put an image inside here for one of the calendar video. So what you will do is you put a piece here. You know how it's supposed to be arranged. If you are choosing the alternative color, that's the biscuit color, you're going to place your your piece here, here, here. You're going to fill all those parts with those your piece, and you're going to do the same thing with the other buttons. And that's your assignment for today, to demonstrate the use of table and images. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any questions before we move on? So let me show you guys the next class. So the next class is under playlist. So let me make this also visible to you guys so that you can see. So here, the next class is HTML 105. Yes, HTML 105 is about background and images. It's about background and images, and link. That's what HTML5 is all about. So I'm going to send you guys the link in the group in preparation against next class. Don't forget to do the assignment, guys. Don't forget the assignment.